Welcome to the Crafting Cafe podcast. This is episode
6.
It says on the top of the run sheet, it's
It does.
episode 6. And this is the podcast that is about crafting. It's about guests. It's about community. It's about fun. It's about random questions. And today it's about what guest, Ellie?
John Scott.
Whoop, whoop.
Very excited.
Jonathan Scott. I don't think his name's actually Jonathan.
Is it Johnny Scott? Jonathan Scott?
Ooh,
John Scott.
Don't upset him by calling him Johnny. I don't know why I went high pitch. I'm not quite sure he likes being called Johnny.
No. Should we try it today?
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. What's been going on this weekend? Have you had a nice weekend? Have you had a nice week?
I've been here this weekend. It was
And where
fun.
is
It was
here,
good.
Ellie, in case people don't know?
It is Gemporia Craft.
Yes, that's what the company you
Hobby
work for
Maker
is called.
channel.
You've been working on Hobby Maker.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really fun.
And what
Fulfilled.
have you been doing? What's your job?
I produced one of the later show on Hobby Maker.
Ooh. What does a producer involve, Ellie? I don't think we've ever broke this down. What do you do as a producer?
It's not hard to explain, but it is. I don't know.
Try. I talk in people's ears.
Yeah, I talk in Dave, Rose's, Hayley's, Nigel's ear.
I like to describe it as you are the puppet to the presenter.
Yeah.
The presenter's
it's like
the
Ratatouille.
presenter's a puppet and you're the...
It's a bit like
you're
Ratatouille.
like, yeah, it is a bit like Ratatouille, yeah. If you've not seen Ratatouille, watch it. Great film.
Yeah. We bring you the products on the show. We put the things on the screens. And then we tell the presenter what to say.
You didn't expect me to ask you what your job is, did you? I just thought,
Can you explain it?
People don't really know that. People don't really know what you do they? So we're just trying to break down whether...
Yeah,
you know,
well, I guess that's what we do, maybe. What do you do, Scott?
What do I do? We've got a question about that.
I know.
Haven't we? I'm allowed to know. I know the question. It's fun. I just look after you all. Make sure you're all happy. Buy donuts and cakes and chocolates.
Mr. Kipling's.
Mr. Kipling's.
Who brought these today? Was it you? It's Julie.
Agony Aunt.
I still need to buy some cakes. I haven't done
Ellie
the cake.
still hasn't bought any cakes. Not surprised about that. How about last week? What did you do last week?
Kind. We did the glow walk with Hayley and me.
Ooh.
And Chloe and Kat and Becky.
If you want to see how they got on the glow walk, where is that? That's on socials, isn't it?
I think
Did we put photos on socials? I think we did. We'll put a photo
We definitely put it in one of the live...
Should we put it on the Crafting Cafe pod?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So the glow walk, what's the glow walk?
It's the mental health walk for charity around London.
Amazing.
That came all out a bit weird, didn't it? 12 miles?
Yeah, it's 20 kilometres.
Yeah.
So the team, Hayley, Chloe, Lauren.
No.
Becky. Uh-oh. Hayley and Chloe did a walk. Have I missed someone? Kat did the glow walk, which is the walk for the mental health charity for Mental Health UK. And also, didn't you make stretchy bracelets?
We had a stand there, and we had loads of people came onto the stand to make bracelets. We had loads.
I heard that the art of crafting, the stretchy bracelet community were all there. Everybody was loving it.
Yeah, they were.
Making a quick
we had a
stretchy
lot.
jewellery bracelet.
I did break one of the little girls'
Pinged it
bands
off.
though.
Oh no.
I wasn't. Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I was stood next to you.
The way the girl looked at me, she was like,
How old
I
was
hate
she?
you. 8.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
unfortunate.
But Chloe was the
Did you make
master of the
another one?
tying, and she wasn't anywhere to be seen.
Oh, did you do a little bit of glue at the end?
No, I didn't tie after that. I just...
The little snip, so you don't snip the whole thing.
Yeah, I retired from it. Didn't do it. But it was good. It was fun. We finished at like 10:30ish, was it?
Yeah, it took us 4 hours, 50 minutes.
Ooh. That's a long walk, though. How are your feet?
I had a blister. I didn't wear the best shoes.
So on the photograph, you'll notice, if you're keen-eyed amongst you, that Ellie did the walk in flat shoes. Like shoes
Trainers?
They're not really trainers, though. They're like casual trainers.
They're basically like the ones that you've got
I
on
could
today.
not walk 12 miles in these.
We did all right, didn't we?
Yeah.
But
I had gym
I would
shoes.
have blisters after 10 minutes.
Hayley was pacing it the whole way. Hayley didn't stop.
Hayley likes walking. She does long walks.
She was practically jogging on that walk.
Really?
She was. We were like, Hayley, stop.
Hayley likes
Just
long
calm
walks
down.
with her dog. I don't know. That sounded like, you know, the bio on like dating sites where it says what someone likes.
I love long walks with my dog.
That's what it sounded like. Sorry,
I
Helen.
love doing 12-mile walks.
Around London.
Hikes.
In the dark. What got you through?
Well,
I heard
are
there
we
was a
allowed
few
to
things.
say?
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
Alcohol.
Really?
Bottle of Diablo. Love that. Haley's whiskey.
Just to let you know,
I didn't drink a whole bottle,
who
by the
drinks
way.
a bottle of Diablo?
No,
I
didn't. I didn't. Half a bottle.
Red wine.
Red wine. Keep me.
Yeah.
It kept
If
me
you don't know
warm.
what the brands are.
Kept me warm. Haley had whiskey. Kat had
Gosh.
tequila.
Tequila?
Yeah,
God.
tequila. Chloe
Wow.
did ask one of the bars that we went in for a wee if they did take away cocktails, and that was pretty funny.
What was their
Like that.
reaction?
They were like, no. And we were
Okay,
like,
have you got
"Why not?"
4 really bad glasses that you're willing to just give us so we
I
can
know. That was. We were kind of hoping for that, weren't we?
go?
Yeah.
Surely it got like, you needed to go to one that does coffee and then they could put it in a coffee cup.
Bear in mind this was at night.
Yeah, but like some places still have coffee places, don't they? And you could put it in a coffee cup. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to fix. You could have
Yeah.
just run into a quick M&S, got some of those little tiny tinnies.
I didn't see any shops really. Or was that?
By the river.
Yeah. So there wasn't
wow.
really any shops, but it was
Oh, well.
good.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it was really fun.
And was it nice to walk around and see people wearing the bracelets? Did you see any people wearing your bracelets?
No.
You didn't spot them? Were
Well,
they walking
we-
too fast?
Yeah, we loved this. Hayley was like my little tour guide.
Was she telling you everything?
Yeah, she
the map
was.
of London.
And then I was nearly crying at the Tower of London, and like Kat and Chloe and everyone were laughing at me.
You've been to London much?
Not really.
Oh.
I've never been that close to the Tower of London.
I don't think I have.
And then Hayley said about 10 times, "This isn't the Tower of London Bridge; it's London Bridge." So
Yeah.
everyone knew.
No, it's Tower Bridge. It's not London Bridge.
Well,
there
then
you go.
exactly.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Um,
Hayley's a stickler for London knowledge.
Yeah.
Sounds
She-
like the taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
That's fun.
was really good.
That's lovely.
Premier in though, couldn't figure out how to turn my lights off for about an hour and a half. Had to research a Premier Inn room on YouTube to try and figure out how to turn the headboard light off.
Is it not behind the bed?
Oh yes, it is, Scott. But I thought that I'd already touched it,
Did you
and
just
everyone
not
was asleep, so I couldn't message the
you
group
not just
chat.
touched it again?
I was literally up on the headboard trying to look down to see if there was like a
gosh.
magic light.
So did you think about just sleeping with the light on?
Yeah, I was literally lay
Yeah.
there for about nearly 2 hours just thinking,
I can't sleep.
I hate this.
I heard that you upset one of the members who also did the walk though by not swapping rooms.
Yeah. I was
Do you want
not.
to talk about this?
Kat wanted a bath.
Yeah.
I had a bath in my room.
Did you use the
But
bath?
so did
Did
Hayley.
you use the bath?
No.
I use my bath.
Yeah, but I don't use communal baths.
So
why
after
don't
the
you-
walk,
Because I
Kat,
was not going into the basement.
one of the members of the team, Kat, wanted a bath after the walk. Nice, you know, who doesn't? Little relax. Realised she didn't have a bath in her room, but Ellie did. And as great friends that Kat and Ellie are, she thought, you know what, Ellie will swap with me.
She didn't come down
Ellie
like
did
that
not
though.
swap. Ellie did not swap.
She basically was like, I'm going to go and check my room out. If I don't have a bath, we're swapping. So she went and checked it out, didn't she? Came down, she was like, we're swapping. And I was like, aren't you down in the basement? So I was like, I'm not going in. I was like on the top floor. I was like on the
They were great
floor.
view.
No, the windows were all misty.
Oh. So you could have been in the basement anyway, so you might as well have swapped.
Yeah, but I just didn't
Bless.
like. Anyway, yeah, no, she didn't.
Have you
Unfortunately.
made up after it?
I think she's still a bit sour about it.
Oh, wow. Bless.
Yeah, we were talking last night, and I was in the bath, but we were doing voice notes, and she was like, "Are you in the? I hope you have a nice bath. I'm still not bitter,
Oh, okay.
but she is."
She's not over
End
it.
of that. Yeah.
She's not over it. Okay.
No.
Wow. Ellie's been up to a lot going on.
What about you?
Um,
Any more passing out?
no more passing out. No more passing out. No passing out. What have we been doing?
still
I've been to
keeping up with
Sweden.
Sweden.
I've been to Holland. I've been to Sweden.
Wow.
Went to a paper mill. I've seen a
Oh.
paper mill in action.
How's that for
It's
you?
pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's cool.
How old is it?
Very, very old. A traditional paper mill in Sweden. It's lovely. Really nice. Stayed in their house on site. Apparently it was haunted.
Was it?
They can't remember what the name of the lady that haunted it, but yeah, she's still there. The doors shut themselves and stuff.
Did anything happen while you were there?
Not that I remember or realised. No. Very fun though. It was nice.
Yeah.
Paper mill's pretty cool. Saw how it all gets crushed down the pulp and then gets kind of all the
Is it woven?
water squished out and then is it what?
Is it woven?
No,
Is it the paper?
no. Oh, wow, it used to be. Well, it actually never used to be. We actually saw how the hand mill works as well. So the hand paper mill, where you shake it and then it forms into place. Then they obviously put intense heat on it to then put it all back, all the fibres. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Paper mill's cool. That's crafty,
Wow.
isn't it? A paper mill.
Yeah.
What did in Holland? Holland was a trip to see some potential people we might work with and suppliers. That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
that's a
Canada in 2 weeks.
Canada.
Toronto. Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
For another supplier, maybe.
Another supplier. Yeah.
That's cool.
Jet setting. The crafting world is worldwide. Should we do one from whilst I'm in? Oh, actually, it's over the weekend. Do I want to do that?
What?
Do a podcast whilst I'm away. It'll be like a.
How are we going to do
Hello, this
that?
is Canada. Like on Teams or something.
Well, you'll be the one in Canada. I'll still be here in England.
You're not off. You must be doing something.
What, this weekend?
Next weekend.
I'm here.
Oh.
Doubling. Saturday and Sunday. That's not good, is it? It's fun. Anyway, should we do the listener comment?
I don't think it's actually the listener comment on the run order.
I don't have it though.
I think it's something that everybody tunes in for. It's a Crafting Cafe pod favourite that you're trying to remove from the run order.
I know. It's too much pressure right now.
Ellie, it's only me and you and Hayley in the room. We've kicked everybody else out. You only need. It's a safe space.
Is it?
It's just me, you, and the thousands of people that are watching us.
Oh.
And Hayley.
I don't know yet.
You don't have one? Do you want to do the listener question first?
Yeah.
So we have listeners. People listen.
Hard.
People comment.
Pressures now.
I think they popped it on social. You're not getting away with this, by the way. We're coming back to Ellie's random question. We're not getting away with it.
Okay.
It's part of the run order. We've got to do it.
I know. It's a lot of pressure, isn't it, now, though?
You built yourself up.
Okay.
Do you want to do the listener comment?
Yeah.
We've got listeners. Thank you so much for commenting.
From Sue.
This one came on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's questionable. So it came in on YouTube. And thank you so much. Please do comment. Social, we were on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're not on LinkedIn. That'd be weird. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Anywhere else? Are we anywhere else? You could put reviews on any of the podcast providers that you listen to us on.
Yeah.
We had some reviews that we read out in our last podcast, didn't we? They were fun.
Is it Nathan?
Nathan 123 or whatever it was. 234.
I forgot about Nathan. He didn't have a 1 in his
Have you found him
number.
yet?
I don't want to find him.
Nathan didn't like us, but he says he still watches. So hello, Nathan. You're probably watching. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi, Nathan.
0123. This is from Sue Langford.
Sue
100.
Langford. Original.
100.
Thank you, Sue Langford.
It says one of the OG from ASQ and then SS here.
That means Sewing Quarter and Sewing Street.
One of the first customers on both. Well done for SS for sustaining us throughout the lockdown when products were difficult to get.
Okay.
You need to promote the podcast more on and in between shows.
Well, we've got Johnny Scott. I'm not going to call him that. I need to stop. We've got John Scott today. He can promote it whilst he's on Sewing Street.
Question for Scott.
Oh. Uh-oh.
What started you as an MD in crafting? Were you more TV production led or craft supplies led?
Oh, gosh.
Question mark, question mark.
Question mark, question mark. 2 question marks.
She really wants to know.
She really does want to know. Thank you, Sue. Thank you for messaging. Thank you for
Thanks for
enjoying
watching us.
Sewing Street and Sewing Quarter through COVID and lockdown. It was incredibly difficult. The team loved it, though. Hopefully we were companionship to yourself and to others through it. I know the team absolutely loved being on air, to be honest, because it meant that they had something to do and a purpose, which I'm sure you felt as well.
Mm-hmm.
How did it begin? So, TV production, it started with TV. So I worked from university, I did a media studies degree at university, film, television and radio studies, at the same university that Hayley went to.
Where was that?
Staffordshire University, and the same university as Liam went to, and the same university that Lauren went to, and the same university that somebody else here went to as well. Weirdly, we've got like...
media heavy.
Yeah.
Was it? What did you do at uni?
I mean, I did journalism and media.
Okay.
There you go, the merger. So I did film, television, and radio studies, and then through that, one of the lecturers put me in touch with the production assistant of X Factor. So then I worked on the bigger productions of X Factor when it used to be a lot bigger than what it is now, when they used to go around all the cities. So I worked on that for like 3 years in different roles. Knew I wanted to work in TV. Then actually applied for the job of floor manager. Ellie knows that job on Jewelry Maker when it first started 14 years ago.
Wow.
And then the rest is kind of gone from there. So then I worked from floor manager to sales manager. Jewelry Maker changed hands, carried on there as like head of sales, then left there to go work in Milton Keynes in the media industry again. Was still doing a bit of TV stuff, so it's on like Big Brother, Britain's Got Talent, Sunday Brunch, like TV programs. But then realised that I had to live in London and that it's just hard. It's hard work. Not that this isn't hard work, but that was hard work in a different way and away from family and friends and stuff. So then stopped that, and then to stop the long-winded story, was working for Halfords for 4 years, left there to then get offered the opportunity to MD for Jewelry Maker. And then that was a big thing at 34 to do that. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden things changed with Sewing Street. So then took on Sewing Street, where Sue is mentioned from. So then was Jewelry Maker, Sewing Street, and then we set up Hobby Maker. So then Hobby Maker 2 years ago. And now it's Jewelry Maker, Sewing Street, Hobby Maker, Visible Image, and Arden Creative Studio. So we've got 5 brands.
Yeah. Wow.
I know, of which you're part of one of them with Hobby Maker.
Yeah.
And that's that, really. So I would say TV led, but now kind of probably craft sales. I enjoy sales.
Yeah, but it's still a bit. It's still TV, isn't it?
It is still TV, yeah. This place is like for you, Sue. A lot of people who are here, once you're here, it's like strangely difficult to leave, and I don't know why that is. I think it's because it's quite fun. It's quite community. Like I think there's a sense of ownership that people have.
Yeah.
And,
it's quite homely, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. And selling and working on TV, but also bringing like craft products to life on TV is actually quite fun. Because when you're working in other sales industries, it takes forever to see a product sell. Whereas working on TV and in craft, like if we bring something amazing on Sewing Street, like an incredible Delphine panel or a quilt or some cave products, and you just see that people love it, it's really like self-fulfilling. So
it is. When you see everyone...
Definitely in your job as a producer. Like
you can see how many people are enjoying this product. Yeah. It definitely runs through the screen, the excitement, doesn't it?
And like when you work with a guest and you see how the show's coming and you sit with the presenter and you're like, okay, we're gonna talk about it this way and then see if people like it, and then we want to see this demonstration, and then all of a sudden you see people validate that they enjoy it and you get the messages. It's amazing, isn't it? It's a great feeling. It's like a buzz that then I still get now when I'm MDing it.
Definitely.
It's good.
I think that's where it's fun here, because it's so live and interactive, isn't it?
It is. And also you get involved in a lot of different stuff that you just wouldn't if you're anywhere else. Like creating a podcast.
Well, exactly.
Or saying that you'll do it and then regretting it instantly.
What?
Episode 6. We got through to episode 6, Ellie.
Are you regretting it?
No. I actually really enjoy it, but it's it takes a lot of more.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it takes a lot more brain space than you thought it would, though, doesn't it? I don't regret it.
Teamwork, everyone.
Teamwork. Yeah, but do you not? The morning before you know you're doing one, are you not like, oh gosh?
I think you've just got to think it's a bit of fun.
Also, we're live tomorrow.
I know. Are you going to dress up as your spider?
I said I would, didn't I? Maybe I'll just get face makeup. Julie can spider me.
Okay.
Why does that sound really rude? Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Hopefully, Sue, that answered your question.
Welcome back to the Craft and Cafe podcast. We have John Scott with us.
Hello.
First time really meeting, maybe?
No, you keep saying this to me, right? I've known Ellie for ages, right? And she keeps going, oh, I've not met John Scott. And then Scott said, oh, it's Ellie, John, Ellie. And I was like, we talked in the upstairs by the biscuit trolley and everything.
What biscuit trolley?
Julie Peplow's biscuit trolley.
Oh.
John calls Julie's corner of biscuits the biscuit trolley.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
right.
it's like when you used to work on films, it was called craft services. You can go there any time and have a hot dog
Have a little biscuit.
a biscuit, cup of tea or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think she's our craft services, you see.
I like that. The
Do you like a
craft
baked
services.
potato?
I love a baked potato.
We're thinking about getting a baked potato machine.
Oh, it's not very good if you've got high blood sugars, though.
Yeah, but you can put whatever
You
you
can
want
have a
on
bit
it,
of
though.
coleslaw on it.
No, it's the potato itself, not what you put in it.
Once a Friday. On a Friday, baked potatoes on a Friday.
Yes,
Turn the
please.
machine on a Friday.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
Yeah,
there you
lovely.
go. We're
We'll be
solving
allowed to
things.
use it, though, 'cause we're not allowed to use the coffee machine.
Why aren't you allowed to use the coffee
We were told
machine?
it's yours, or the lady who came from America, the ice machine for the lady
You
who
can
came
use
from
whatever you
America.
like. Everyone uses the coffee machine. We got into it anyway.
Anyway, we
John,
started.
this is
There
for
we go.
your gripes about work.
No, I'm not griping. I'm just stating the truth. Right, go on then, ask
You
me a
can use the
question.
coffee machine.
Right, Scott.
Thank you. Oh,
What's
Scott.
your
How do we
first
start?
question?
So, John, I've known you for a while now.
Yes.
We love you. I think
Yeah.
you like us.
Yeah, I love you.
Oh, thank you very
That's
much. I love
fine.
you too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all emotional.
I've
He's
loved
got
you.
to
See,
be.
no. Right, okay. The first time I ever saw you was when we were on Sewing Quarter.
Yeah, I came to the
And you
offices.
came into our office for a meeting with Hayley.
Yeah. Was that when the bailiffs came?
No, way before the baby. Don't, that's still,
That was hard.
that's
That
still
hurt me.
cuts. That
That
still
hurt
cuts me
He
deep.
was trying to take the cameras whilst John was on air.
Bailiffs.
Oh no,
Oh,
don't.
it's
Let's
bad.
not go there. Let's not go
not
there. It
talk
wasn't a
about
nice
that story.
time. But you came in to see Hayley, and I was like, who's that? And they're like, he's really important. I was like, he's a runner. Surely he's a runner. He's this young, very pretty, slim boy. Anyway, I met you then, and I've loved you ever since then.
Oh, thank
So
you.
that's that. That's not me
Likewise,
saying
you've
that's
always been very nice.
Not because you're my boss or anything.
No, you've always
But
been
I did
very
get told
nice.
off by Chloe when I came here. Right to this, we moved to this studio, and I kind of dry humped your leg. Chloe was like, John, that's our manager. Anyway, you didn't mind.
I didn't mind. It was okay.
Anyway,
Sounds
go on,
fair.
ask me a question then. Come on. Baked potato, yes.
Baked
Please.
You like baked potatoes. We'll go all around, John. We'll learn a bit about you and everything
Okay,
else.
that's
But
fine.
we've got a few quick fire questions to
Oh,
start
okay
off
then.
with. You
right.
okay with these?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Favourite comfort food?
Eggs, chips, and beans.
Okay. Do you dip your chips in the egg?
No, but I cut the egg so it spills out on the plate.
Nice,
Yeah.
Brilliant.
nice.
And it has to be a fried egg, and it has to be done just to that bit. No, don't flip them over.
okay.
It's funny when I was doing a film in South Africa, the ladies in the morning used to flip them over, and they used to get them perfectly. When I flip them over, it goes too dry.
Yeah.
So I like it so that the yolk all runs, and it has to have 3 of them.
Running.
like it.
Running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ellie,
What's one
next?
skill you'd love to master?
Oh, right. Okay. I'd like to be a psychic like Doris Stokes. And apparently I'm very psychic within, but I
Okay.
just won't let my...
You've got to let it in.
I've got to let it in. And I've got to learn... No. What you have to do is when you first learn, it's really easy to let them in, but it's what happens is all the evil spirits come in as well, all the good spirits, and you have to learn how to block out the evil. So I don't want to open up until I've learned how to block out the evil. It's a bit deep for the first
I
2
know, it's
minutes,
good
isn't
though.
it? But I'd love to be a
I
psychic.
think I'd like to
I
do
think you'd
that.
be good at that.
No?
I
Yeah.
actually could see
Can
that.
you feel it already?
Oh no,
with
yeah.
people?
There's sometimes it's really, really weird, and I just put it down to coincidence. But sometimes I can walk into a room and I can go, "Oh, blimey, I think her boyfriend's..." In my brain, I think her boyfriend might finish with her, and then 10 minutes later, go, "Have you heard Ellie's boyfriend's dumped her?" Not that your boyfriend's dumped you. Or
But he
anything.
did, but-
oh, did he?
Not about 3 years ago.
Oh, that's fine. But you know what I mean? It's like sometimes I'll get the feeling and think, "Oh, don't laugh, I'm being serious."
Still not over 3 years
3
ago,
years
John.
ago.
We spoke about this before.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a good feeling, though. You've got
No,
that feeling from Ellie.
yeah,
You've actually
yeah,
asked that question.
Yeah.
What made you
Anything
ask that?
else?
No,
I
well,
think-
let's have a sitting.
I think that's
Oh,
a sign
yeah.
that you're actually good at this
I've
already.
bought some new tarot cards from what's in Lidl. What do they have? The aisle in the middle.
The mystery
that's
aisle.
like
The mystery
It's not
aisle.
called mystery aisle.
Special aisle.
Special aisle.
No, yeah, but it's called in the middle with Lidl,
It's
isn't
just
it?
called the middle aisle.
Oh, is it? I don't know because I only go.
You've given it a catchphrase.
No, I thought that was the catchphrase it came to because when I filmed in
the
Warrington
middle with
next
Lidl? How
door,
good's that,
in the
though?
middle with Lidl, I
That'd
thought
be
it was.
brilliant.
And then they have the weirdest things because you can have Christmas lights next to children's romper suits, next to a
Yeah.
tomato, next to oil,
Work shoes.
and work
yeah, all
shoes and things
sorts,
like that.
yeah.
And then tarot
And,
cards.
and I was drawn to them. So I bought them. They're
know
still
how
in
to
the
read them?
cupboard. No, but I don't think you read tarot cards. I think you use a tarot card as a
Yeah,
way
yeah.
in. So you might turn over the 5 of Cups, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to say, "Oh, 5 of Cups, that means you're going to be rich when you're 30. I think it's a way of reading and going
Whatever.
into you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you could turn 5 of Cups over and I could see Spain and go, "Oh, you're moving to Spain." Things like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to do that.
No, I
think
want to
you'd
do
be
that.
great at
I
it.
want to. You have to go to development courses and things.
I think there's been an example already with you asking that question to Ellie.
Yeah, there you
Because
go.
3 years ago, and we spoke about this before, it's still a thing, isn't it?
No,
and
it's
John's
not.
asked the question.
No, it's not.
Have you
No,
not
it's
got a new
not.
one since then?
No.
Well, gorgeous girl like you. What's wrong?
Don't want it. Don't want
Oh,
it.
you don't want it?
No, don't
okay,
want it.
no, that's good. That's really
Don't
good.
want
You
it.
know what
I'm
you
not.
want.
I don't want it.
Oh, she does. She so does.
No,
want
she
it.
doesn't.
But don't go out with anyone in this building.
No.
Aim high.
Yeah.
Yeah, higher than that.
Right,
yeah.
go on, next question.
Low
Who's
down
next?
there. What is a book or movie that's changed your perspective on life?
Oh, Oh, right. Okay, now this is really weird because it's all about ghosts with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Right? So first of all, the scene where he's murdered is the road where I used to work when I lived in New York.
Okay.
So first of all, I'm sitting watching the movie going, oh my God, that's the door to my work there. And then secondly, I believe in all that stuff, as you know, and I just absolutely love that. Now Voyager with Betty Davis.
Okay, yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah.
I can. My mum used to watch that film, and we both. When I was a child, I wasn't interested in it, but I know every word of every scene, and I know exactly what's happening. And more recently, I went to see Nicole Scherzinger in Sunset Boulevard. Now I saw Elaine Page in the original, and I thought nobody could beat Elaine Page in the original. Don't laugh at me. We went to see, and it was really a kind of a sad story because I went with my friend Francesca. My friend Francesca just found out she got cancer, so she wasn't in the going to the theatre mood, but we still went. We both sat and watched this performance, and it's like. It just reduced both of us to tears. It was so good. And she's now obviously on Broadway doing it. Anyway, yesterday I ordered the CD from Amazon and arrived. And last night I was listening to the first CD, sobbing my heart out. And then in the car coming here to work this morning, my neighbours will be curious because I have to put it on full blast at 5:30 this morning.
Everyone.
But she's just, I can't get over her. And I always used to say when I was little, I might not be brilliant at everything, but I want anything I do, I want to do it to the best of my ability. And Torval and Dean were like my idols. And I didn't want to be an ice skater, but I everything they did was like perfect. And it's really sad, really, because I met them, obviously, when I started working at ITV, I met them and she was horrible to me.
Oh, no.
So that went out the window.
Never meet heroes.
No.
They always say that.
Yeah. Anyway,
That is
the
question. Did you both look at each other after that and go, could you tell that you both had that moment as well after you watched it? You and your friend just said Francesca.
Oh yeah. No. We'd already been to see the week before. We'd already been to see Little Big Things, and we were sobbing when we came out. We couldn't even speak to each other walking along the street in London. But we both knew that there was a moment. By the way, Francesca's absolutely fine now. She has no cancer in her body whatsoever. She had chemotherapy. She had radiotherapy. She has to have checkups, but there's no cancer in her body at all. So it's brilliant. So we haven't been to the theatre since because we were only going to cheer her up. But we knew we'd had a moment. We both went, and she was thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to like this." A pop singer doing, and she doesn't particularly like musicals. She doesn't like Andrew Lloyd Webber, and she just was like at the end.
I mean, when those
sometimes
moments
that
are going to come,
happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, but she was, and the thing is about the play. Is when Elaine Page did it, it was a huge set with a staircase. They all had fantastical costumes. In this one, in the Damie Lloyd version, they all just wear shorts and T-shirts and jackets, and she just wears a simple little black shift dress through the whole thing. But she's playing, she didn't need any, and there's no set, there's no furniture, it's just a black box, and you can't think, oh, this won't work.
Sounds incredible.
This won't work. It's like, I'm even thinking of flying to Broadway to see it with a friend.
Oh, definitely.
Wow,
You
yeah,
should.
definitely.
No, because imagine if I fly all that way. I did
And
this
it
with
won't be
Bette
as
Midler.
good.
No. And she's the day when she's poorly.
Oh, yeah, I
And because
suppose.
I was going to do it with Hello Dolly with Bette Midler. And then I just thought, imagine if I get all the way there and she suddenly has a day off or something. But
That would be an understudy.
So I'm
As
not
you're
going.
sitting there, it'd be like, and today's understudy
yes,
is...
and you're already sitting there in the play. And a lot of the time, because the understudy for Nicole in
amazing,
here
aren't they?
was a friend of Vix's, and Vix said she's absolutely amazing. But because Nicole Scherzinger was even a higher level, had it just been the woman, the understudy woman, it still would have been brilliant. But you want to go and see the star, don't you?
If you could live anywhere in the
New York.
world, straight away.
Yeah, New York is my spiritual home, and then London.
And you mentioned briefly time in New York. How long was you in New York?
I was there for a year. So I used to work for a company called 20th Century Costumes. And it was bad timing because I'd started working for them. I bought my first flat in London at a huge expense to me.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, we're sending you to New York to open and run the New York office. Couldn't really say no, could I?
No.
So I then went to New York for a year and I loved it.
Whereabouts in New York?
Right in Manhattan.
Amazing.
Lived in Manhattan.
Amazing.
So I lived, when I first got there, I lived in Battery Park City under the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Then I got my own apartment in the village, Greenwich
Lovely.
Village.
Yeah,
and what I was shocked by, I mean, it was so hot in the summers. I had an apartment that had windows on that side and windows on that side, so I could look out all over the place.
Incredible.
But you could go shopping in a supermarket in New York then at 4 o'clock in the morning and buy ice cream and things. Of course, shops here weren't like that. But you literally, it really was like YMCA Village people. You could go into the supermarket at 4 o'clock in the morning and there'd be somebody dressed as a Red Indian, somebody dressed as a... You know, there was so much going on. But it also... What was a bit of a tainting one, it was also in the late 80s when AIDS was massive. And just outside my flat, there was like a little triangle, like a roundabout, but it was a kind of triangle, pedestrian triangle. And somebody painted it pink, and then what you did is if your friend died of AIDS, you'd go and write their name, and every day you'd go down and more and more names. So that was kind of frightening, but it was the best. And then also, if you go to New York to visit, you go to all the different sites and everything. But when you live there and you live with New Yorkers, you end up going to like Puerto Rican transvestite dens and all these restaurants that you would never ever find for your tourists. And I like yearn to live. I couldn't afford it, and I wouldn't go back now. But if I could, if I won 100 million on the thing, I'd buy a flat in Manhattan. Yeah,
incredible. It's a lovely place.
I know, it's amazing.
So what movies did you work on out there?
Well, no. When I was there, I was part of 20th Century Costumes, so we just supplied costumes for films. Then I came back and then left 20th Century Costumes and then started working on movies as a costume supervisor. So I did Tomb Raider, Notting Hill, 4 Weddings, 3 James Bond films, Interview with a Vampire, Rob Roy. I did all these big movies.
That's my favourite movie.
What?
Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, is it?
What was Brad Pitt like? I need
Adorable.
to know.
Absolutely adorable. And his stunt double looked more like Brad Pitt than he did. It was incredible. He was like, and his stunt double was just so lovely.
How old's Brad Pitt then? That's at his like peak stage.
So yes, oh no, he was. When the film first started, he was always playing the part that he played, and an English actor was playing Lestat. Yeah. And then what happened to Tom Cruise wanted to come and play Lestat, so the English actor was sort of paid off, and Tom Cruise came in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I always remember.
Is Tom Cruise lovely as well? Many people have said different things about Tom Cruise.
Right now, this is where I have to be careful. No, I'm going to be very.
We can edit it out, John.
No,
Yeah.
actors.
Tell us.
When you've got a huge film, people forget that they go, "Oh, such a diva. She's such a diva.
Of course,
she's this."
yeah.
They've got a whole film, a multi resting on their backs, and it's up to them to put people on seats. So you can understand that they can be a little bit tetchy and everything like that.
I don't think anyone is a bad person. You just don't know what they've got going on at a certain time,
exactly.
do you? And in that moment, he's got so much riding on everything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say he was the easiest actor to ever work with, but I'm not going to slag him off. Sort of thing.
He's not as small as people say, is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay.
Is he?
I'd say he's 5'6".
Yeah, but people like make out he's even smaller than that, and all the camera shoots.
Oh no! Now I'm going to tell you a secret. Not a secret because it came out. So what happened was, when in the scenes, right?
So over the mood about this.
He has to wear like they're in their costumes and everything, but we had to have boots that had 6-inch built inside the boots. So the shoes that we had, all of his boots, we had to have Envision boots, which were just flat, and then other boots that he could wear to make him taller. So every day we had to strap his ankles and everything like that. Now, we were told during filming, you must not tell anybody. You can't tell anybody this at all. This is top secret. Of course, we told everybody. Then one night, we're on set doing a huge night scene in New Orleans, and the big boss, David Geffen, and all the big management from Warner Brothers or whoever it was came down. And I said to Sandy, the costume designer, "Oh, what they're doing here?" All excited. Anyway, they just made a beeline straight for us and took us to one side. And they went, "Now, something's come out in Screen International about Tom wearing..." Have you said anything? And Sandy and I, no.
Of course we haven't.
No. We wouldn't say it. Going, oh my God. Anyway, then they found out that the story had been sold to them. When they did screen tests in LA, I couldn't go because I was on whatever film I was on before. So they'd employed an LA supervisor to do the things. She presumed she was then going to get the film. So when the crew came out, they went, "Oh, no, you're not supervising it. John Scott from England supervising it." She was like, so she went to the papers with her story.
Okay.
So it was
never,
So we got away.
So it could have been, but it wasn't.
No, it could so easy have been.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Could so easy have been.
Got away with that. Gosh, that
I
is
didn't
high
realise
profile
he was
thing.
so small. I didn't even know
I
that.
think
he's
big, isn't he? And he does all his
I just
stunts and
love
everything
Brad
else, doesn't he? So I think it's...
Well, he did, didn't he just do the Olympics? He do something at the Olympics, didn't he?
All
Too
the
busy
Mission
watching
Impossibles have all
Celine.
been him, haven't they?
Yeah,
So, yeah. Amazing.
I know.
This is going to be a tough one, John. What's your favourite thing you have worked on?
Oh, I can tell you, it's really, really easy. 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yeah.
And not because it was the best film ever. So basically, I just finished one project, and a friend of mine who's a producer rang me up, and she said, "I really want you to come and read the script for this film. It's called 4 Weddings and a Funeral." And the first thing I said is, "Well, I'll have to change the title. That won't sell, will it?" So I went into Shepperton Studios, and she put me in the office next to hers, and I started reading the script. And I don't laugh out loud when I'm reading a book or anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, she came in, she went, I can't concentrate, you're laughing too much. So she said, "Will you do it?" And I said, yeah, I'd love to do it. And then she said, "Right, we can't pay you very much money. We've got to film it in 6 weeks. And there's no costume budget. It's really, really low costume budget. And it's written by somebody called Richard Curtis, who nobody will know.
Yeah.
So it'd be difficult to get money.
Of course.
So I said yes, I'd do it, right? I had the best time.
Yeah.
Duncan Kenworthy produced it, right? And he's the loveliest, lovely man. In fact, I just saw him, it must have been last summer now, when we went to, what was the Gary Barlow film that I was meant to be in last year? Greatest Days. What's it called? The one where they did all their songs from...
Yeah.
Anyway, I was supposed to be in it, but then the day I was filming, the actress that I was supposed to be on with got COVID, so I couldn't go to film it. And then the day that was free, I wasn't free. I was here, actually. Anyway...
Picked us over the
I
film.
saw Duncan Kenworthy there, and he said, I know you've retired from films, but I'm producing another really, really little film. Will you come out of retirement to do it? And I said, I would, because he... really looked after his crew. Because what then happened was we had a brilliant time on 4 Weddings, but we'd ring up the fashion houses and go, oh, hello, it's John here. You can't lend us some things. And they'd say, what's it for? And I'd say, oh, it's a film called 4 Weddings by Richard Curtis. I'd never heard of it. No. So we got nothing for free or anything. So it was really, really hard work. So we did it. And it was fantastic. But then Duncan, a few years later, did Notting Hill, rang all the crew up and said, I want you all to come back. Really? I'll pay you more than I need to pay you because you all did it for next to nothing. Because they had no idea that 4 Weddings was going to be so popular. Yeah. So I know that 4 Weddings was the favourite thing I'd ever worked on. Film-wise, yeah.
Did it just feel right when you read it? It felt right.
I just laughed. I just laughed. I knew it was going to be hard work.
To be part of this.
Yeah. And it was just, and I loved Mary, who was the production manager, because I'd worked with her on Rob Roy and several other things and everything. So
it just fell into
you knew that it would be nice, and you kind of. This is going to sound really weird now, but working on films back then, the wages were really good, and I felt blessed to be doing a job that paid me so much money. So even though she was only paying me half of what it was still more than working in Marks and Spencer.
It's a pinch yourself moment, realising I'm doing
exactly.
Incredible
and it was only 6 weeks. There was 3 weeks prep and then 6 weeks filming. So you kind of think, I've not got another film lined up. It's not like I'm turning another film down to do it.
Everyone's been through those moments where you're doing something because you love it rather than doing something. Not everything is about...
No, it's not. But I think a few youngsters have to learn. I'm sounding like my dad now. But I think sometimes... No. But this is a young industry that we work in, right? And I just think sometimes, and I'm not slagging anyone off, but sometimes I think somebody who's just come into the industry is going, why don't I get treated like John? Why don't I get the same wages as John? Why don't I? And you kind of think, I've done 50 years of apprenticeship to get here, sort of thing. You can't just walk in from doing a media degree.
I've done what you've done.
Yes.
I've sat there and gone, I should be, but I know I need to prove myself.
No. Yeah, and we've all done it, but my whole career has been totally blessed the way it's worked.
You've worked up to this, though, haven't you?
Well, no, this isn't the pinnacle, I have to tell you. I am on my way down now. So I've done that, and I'm now kind of fading now. Until I become a psychic, of course.
Oh,
then it's back up again.
Yeah, back up. I'm doing stadium tours.
If you weren't doing this, what do you think you would be doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I'd be retired now.
But like before you ever had this career, do you know what I mean?
Well, all my careers have kind of happened by accident.
Yeah.
So I think this sounds a bit wishy-washy. No, not wishy-washy. I was going to say a rude word, but I won't say it. I think wanking. Right? I think all my jobs have come to me. So I've trained. So I trained to be a teacher. Then I went to Wimbledon School of Art and I did I trained how to make costumes. I did my apprenticeship in theatre. Then worked in... So each job I've had... So when I started working in theatre, I was like, I've arrived. This is it. It's exactly what I want to do. Then I got a job doing 20th century costumes, got to New York and was like, oh, my God, I've really reached the pinnacle of my career now. Then I did Poirot and the Catherine Cooktons on telly. I was thinking... And then I got major feature films. And I was like, oh, my God, this is brilliant. But then I'm at the height of my career as a costume supervisor and I get a call from This Morning saying, will you come on and be a fashion expert on This Morning? Yeah. So I just gave all that up. Yeah. Right? And it's lovely to me, but I left 20 years ago, the film industry, but people still say, well, John Scott wouldn't have done it like that. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? To the people which is lovely for me. I wouldn't want to be doing that job still, because my friend Dulcie is still a costume supervisor and she's just done Wicked and she's on the new Julia Roberts film at the moment. But she sits in an office with a spreadsheet and it's changed completely. Yeah. When I was doing films, every single costume that you saw on that screen, I'd had something to do with. Yeah. Whether it was the big star or whether it was an extra who just walked across the scene, I'd okayed or dressed and I used to love being in a crowd tent, dressing all the crowds and everything. Amazing. So when I was on Interview with the Vampire, that's all I did in New Orleans. Was every day we'd fit thousands and thousands of people. Got a funny story about that. So I got my breakdown of all my crowd, and there was like all the different, trades, slave or whatever. And then there was this thing that said, man of colour. So I thought, they want them in colourful costumes. So every time one of those people came in, I put them in the brightest, dandiest costume and everything. It was only when we put everybody together that man of colour means a black man, right? So all the black extras were all dressed in these dandy costumes. They were like, John, why have you done that? And I was like, man of colour. I didn't see the face, you know what I mean? I didn't see, because I don't like, you don't see race, do you? Just because they were lovely people and everything. So we then had to refit some people because in the street scenes, every black man would have the brightest colour costume on. But anyway, that was by the by. What was the question? Not where I was going.
What would you?
Oh, what would I do? What would I do?
You had a different profession.
So what I was saying was, that this morning job came along, and I was like, do I give up a bird? A top of the range? I'm right at the top of my pinnacle of my career, and do something I've never done before. And then so I did that, and I was only going to go for a year. I said to them, I'll do a year. So I just finished Tomb Raider. I was meant to be doing the next James Bond film, but I didn't do that. And then I was going to go on to Love Actually, because that was also Duncan, the same producer from Four Weddings and Notting Hill. So I was going to go back to work on Love Actually. So I did a year on this morning. And I always remember it. I was walking across Twickenham Green and the phone rang and they were like, so in 2 weeks, we'll get you to start at Shepperton Studios. And I suddenly had this moment like, I don't think I'm going to go back. And I knew. Yeah. And I just said on the phone, I don't think I'm coming back. And they were like, what? So I then carried on with This Morning for 10 years, which was supposed to be a 1 year. Well, I went in on the first day. It was supposed to be 1 day. But anyway, I did 10 years there. And then my dad wasn't very well and my mum wasn't very well and things like that. And I couldn't commit to This Morning quite so much. And then a shop at Rocks & Co rang me up, right? And said, what do you think of doing... It was a brand new shopping channel. I was like, oh, darling, I don't do shopping channel. I do This Morning. I don't do shopping. Went for a meeting with Vicky Norris. She wasn't Norris in those days. She was Vicky... Can't remember her surname.
I can't remember her first.
Anyway, she said, just come on and try it. And we did all this... I couldn't do it. I couldn't do all this falling auction.
There's some incredible footage of John in the early days of shopping television.
Really naughty.
Some very good footage.
Yes.
Some behind-the-scenes footage, which is good as well.
Where have you seen that?
People have showed me before. The Cavils and Co, John, they've all got their ways.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, I ended up doing shopping down. And then it worked. Good. They were in London, but then I was like, I was having to go up and down the motorway to see my dad, who's in Chester. And they moved to Leamington Spa, so I said, I can't come with you. And then I realised, as I'm driving up to see my dad, the turning for Leamington Spa was like... And I was like, this is ridiculous. I could work 3 days, go up to see my dad, come back, work for a few days, then go home to London. So that's where... So I believe... So if I didn't have this job now, if somebody sacked me tomorrow, apart from the fact I'd go to the papers, I think whatever you're meant to do next... will come along. And I also think that a lot of the youngsters need to understand this. We get so anxious about making the decision. Just go with your gut instinct because it's never, ever wrong. Yeah. Even if it's the complete opposite that your brain's telling you. Yeah. I just think if you go with your gut instinct and then once you make the decision, all the anxiety's gone. Yeah. It's all that, shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I, should I, shouldn't I, should I, should... And all that sort of thing creates so much, and there's more anxiety in the world than we need. Yeah. And I think that creates so much anxiety. But if you make the decision and just go and do it, then once the decision's made, it's the right... And then if it goes wrong... then that's fine. That was meant to happen. To learn this. I know, and that's a real naff cliche, isn't it? But I say that all the time. When people, friends of mine go through really bad times, I go, it's happening for a reason. But and even myself, you kind of go, blimey, what's this teaching me? Why I'm really upset about something. What's it teaching me? But later on down the line, you learn something through it.
Yeah.
It really feels like, John, there's your life's been like in chapters, isn't it? There's little things that have come along. Yeah. And obviously you've written a book yourself. Yes, I have indeed. I don't know, are you going to do another? I know you said you wasn't.
No, I will eventually, but it's finding the time.
Of course, it takes time. Yeah. And actually you haven't faked written it either. This is...
Oh, no, it's all me.
Exactly. Some people write books and fake it.
Yeah, no.
You didn't fake it. It's all you.
No. I sat up in my bedroom, my upstairs bedroom office during lockdown, just writing it all, And
I feel like when you talk about it, it is chapters, isn't it? And now you're in the chapter which is the crafting chapter, the sewing chapter. Yeah. And obviously shopping television. I imagine the first time that you did that, the first time you walked in, I bet you were like, what is this?
Do you know what?
What am I doing here?
No, but it's the hardest job I've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
People think, it's just shopping television. Sit down for... Even some of our team, they sit down and think, all you do is talk. And you go, yes, all you do is talk, but you're there to entertain, teach, sell. Because if you don't sell anything, there's no job, is there?
Well, this industry, I think, teaches you so much. Your life, when you talk about your career and your life, is very similar to mine. And I'm not... in terms of you've done some incredible things I haven't, but literally your gut tells you to do something, go and do it. I've had so many opportunistic things that have just arrived and you just run down. But this industry teaches you so much.
Totally.
Like, you never do half the things that you do in this job that you'd never do anywhere else.
No, and also, everything else, like this morning and on films, you had big crews.
Yeah,
and like literally, when I was at this morning, I'd arrive, somebody would make my breakfast, somebody would do my makeup, somebody would iron my shirt.
Yeah.
Somebody say, here's your sheets for today, here's your research, your research sheets for today. And then you go on and you do your 6 minutes and then you go, right, bye, and the car would take you home and everything. And here, I mean, people don't realise how, and this is not a criticism, but we work on a skeleton crew.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the amount of work everybody has to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To get it actually on. And we're on for so many hours, we have to fill those hours and keep the viewers watching during those hours.
It's why it works so well, because everyone's so passionate about doing it.
Yeah.
Because everyone does a bit of everything and can have a view and opinion apart.
Yeah.
Like, I always think it's always hard for me, thinking you add more to it, but sometimes then you lose it.
Yeah.
Because you lose that involvement, because people don't feel
yes,
involved.
yes.
And it's an amazing place to be. How do you, what's the next chapter?
I don't know, but I just want to say something about that. It's also, you get a reputation, and of being a
Who
diva.
has a reputation?
Of being a bit of a diva.
Are you trying to say that people think you've got a reputation?
Yes, people think I'm a bit of a diva, and they're
Who says
frightened
that?
of me. They're all saying
Maybe
right?
that's why we work all right, because I don't think you are.
No, exactly.
I've never thought you are.
But the only reason I am like that and say the things I say is because I want the show to be as best as it can
Oh,
be.
yeah,
Do you know what I
of
mean?
course,
And
yeah.
I won't be sloppy.
Yeah.
So if somebody's not pulling their weight, I'm afraid I have to tell them and
Yeah.
go, where's this? Why isn't this here? What's that? No. But then people go, oh, it's only John being a diva. And it's actually, I would rather go off and do it myself and get it sorted than this person sit there and not do it. But people have to realise that you don't just get... Yes, the opportunity's right, but you don't just get given things. You have to
You've got to
work
work
for
for it,
them.
yeah.
Totally.
It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
It might arrive, but you've got to do something to
Yeah.
keep it, right?
Yeah.
People will soon find
Doesn't
out
just
if you
come,
don't
does it?
actually do
No.
it.
Yeah. Do you say what's my next chapter? I've got no idea. But then you
The
see,
psychic chapter sounds like a chapter.
but like I said, it'll
come.
turn up here
Yeah.
when the time is right for it to. I'm kind of ready for something new, but then I've also the other thing I forget is that I'm not saying I'm old, but. Back in the day, my nan, my dad, they were all retired by the time they were my age, I think. And I've got friends who were retired, bought their retirement home, and they're quite happy.
Yeah.
Well, not happy, but sitting bored and everything. But in here, I've still got 2 or 3 careers still to do. Yeah. And I know I won't be able to do them, but it's kind of still a burning ambition to do something.
never know.
No, you don't know. But
I don't think you'll ever be able to stop.
No,
No.
I
you
don't.
will. I think that's a good thing as well. I think if you stopped, you'd feel so much differently within a couple of weeks. You'd be like, what is going on?
Oh no, I couldn't retire.
Yeah.
I'd be like, for 2 weeks, I'd be like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
But then to do lunch with everybody, realise how expensive it is not to be working. But no, I don't think I could stop at all.
I think you've always got to be doing something.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the thing is, it's really odd. Talk about psychicness. I've always thought I was going to die when I was 72. Right?
Okay,
Something in here has always told me
you.
that I'm going to die when I'm 72. And I knew where I was going to die. I'm going to die in a theatre with a red drape with gold, like the old-fashioned opera house sort of drapes and everything. And I always remember going with my friend Bonnie to see the Carjo Fall in Birmingham, and it starts with red drapes in a theatre. And I'm
not
thinking,
72.
I'm not
I'm
72. Anyway, so I kind of... And then I saw a psychic. I was doing a past life regression thing. And I said to her at the beginning, well, I know I'm going to die at 72. And she was like, what? So I said, I know I'm going to die at 72. And she went, hang on a minute. And she went, are you thinking of the time where you're in front of some red curtains with some sequins and everything like that and you
my gosh,
die?
you recite that
And I
back.
said, yeah, that's it. That's what's going to happen. She went, no, that's a past life. That
my
happened
gosh.
in a...
So that's why,
reactions
that's
behind
why
the
you
camera.
can see it, because it's already happened. to you.
Yes, exactly. So I'm glad I went to see her, because I was thinking on my 70th birthday, I'll take all my money out. I'll
Yeah.
have 2 years of debauchery and
Yeah.
living a life because I'm going to be dead at 72. Sell my house, use all the money and everything. She said, oh no, you're going to live such a long life. And I'm like, thank God she told me, because I'd have spent all my money. On my 72nd birthday, I'd be like, right, I'm ready now.
Speaking this into existence. Where's the red
Waiting
curtains?
for-
Where are those red
I'm
curtains?
ready to go now. Where are
Just
we?
expecting
What made
curtains
you
anywhere.
get into all the spiritual...
I don't think you get into it. I think
I think
it's
comes to you.
happened. Yeah.
I'm not in it. I don't believe in any of it. I'm not
I
about
do,
it.
I
But
like it.
I don't believe that in
Do you
my
like it?
future life I might be. I might get it.
Yeah.
There might be a moment that it hits me.
Yeah,
Or something
I think-
will happen. And
Yeah.
Do you know, it's
exactly.
so funny that you said, it just... If you know you've got it, you've got it. Because my nan always used to say to me, I feel very spiritual. She felt that if you let something in, then that's when you can see things. And so I definitely...
But like we
believe
said
that.
earlier, you do have to be careful, because my friend Jennifer's a medium. She's not. She's an extra large. But That's a funny joke because it's Fat Jennifer. Anyway, but she said when you're training to be, because you go and train to be a psychic.
Jennifer, we're sorry.
No, she's fine.
I know.
She's not anymore because she did the Cambridge diet. She went from a size 28 to a size 10.
Thought she was going to be a Zempicin or something.
No. Before pre-Ozempic.
Okay.
She went to the Richmond Diet Clinic once and got all these pills, and she rang me about 3 days later going, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I can't stop moving. And they were just amphetamines that she was taking.
God.
But anyway, she said, like I said earlier, you can open the door. Oh, am I going on too long?
No. I said never leave.
You can open the door, but you have to be careful because once you've opened the door, you can let bad spirits in as well. And you've got to learn how to, because you don't want 24 hours a day people going, tell her this, I've got to get this message through, I've got to do this, got to do this. You need to be able to control that and switch it on and off. That's what I need to learn.
Can you hear them anyway?
No, well, I don't know. You see, because all the psychics I've seen said they all talk to you all the time. And I said, well, I can't hear them. They said, you're not listening. So I can't, okay. I don't think I can hear voices, but I have like...
it's signs, though.
Yes, and it is a lot of the time. Anyway. Ooh. Oh, it's gone very quiet.
It is a Halloween.
I want to ask so many questions, but I don't...
Who was your inspiration as a young boy?
My nan.
Yeah.
She was my best friend. This is going to get very deep now, right?
Yeah.
So my older brother was my mum and dad's favourite. There were no doubts about that whatsoever. And then I came along, and then we had the twins who were younger than me. And when they were born, Kate was deaf and she had to stay in hospital, and they became the special children. So I had very much the middle child syndrome. Mm-hmm. And it's only as life has gone on that I've realised that my mum and dad didn't particularly like me very much. And when my great uncle Jack died, we had the funeral at our house, and family members were coming up and saying, "Oh, who are you? Do you work for the catering company?" And I'm like, "No, I'm John. I'm Rod and Scotty's son." Yeah. Like, we didn't know he had to know. So I had not obviously immediate family, but distant family. We didn't even know I existed. What the hell? I know. But it's fine. So, it's fine because I let it go. Let it go. Yeah. And also, I mean, I grew up thinking that. There are some people who shouldn't be parents. My mum and dad are some of them. And that's an awful thing to say. But I also then think they were doing the best they could. But I've also been told, another psychic thing, is when I was born, they could see that there was something different about me, as in that I was spiritual, like not an angel baby, that sounds a bit wrong, but they could see there was something different about me as a baby, and they didn't quite... They didn't know how. They couldn't cope with... They didn't know how to cope with it. And then they didn't know how to cope with me for all of my life. And it was only when I went on this morning that I was kind of doing one of my shows and everything, and my mum spoke to my sister-in-law and said, I didn't even know he had a personality. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of... But it's I know I'm talking about it now, but I've let that go. It's kind of... That was them, that's how... But that's what made me who I am.
I was about to say exactly that. Yeah, it's who you are.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And even though it was difficult...
Was that to kind of show them, like, I am...
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was to show them. I think it was like just because I was left a lot of the time to look after my little brother and sister, or I was left to do this, or I was left. You become resourceful and things like that. So it's turned me, and
it's
also
gave you character traits.
And also it makes you go, I'd never be like that.
Yeah.
So the very first supervisor I worked with in theatre was Vile, and I always remember saying, if ever I become a supervisor, I won't be like her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think that I learned, even though it's hard as a child, that you don't feel loved at all, and you can see that the others are getting, and my nan could see it. Yeah. And it was really odd. So just before my nan died, she said to my mum, "Oh, you've really left John out." So then mum came home from the hospital going, "Have we left you out?" As a 13-year-old boy, you can't go, "Yes, actually, you have." So you just go, "No, not at all." Knowing full well that they have such a thing.
But you didn't need that because you're strong enough and built.
Yeah, but you didn't know that at the time. You don't know that as a 13-year-old.
So how come your nan was your inspiration then?
Don't know. She looks after me still to this day. Yeah. So she wasn't. She was just a nan. She was the cook for the Duke of Westminster.
Wow.
So it was like, if you ever watched Upstairs Downstairs, she was like Mrs. Bridges. And she carried on working into her late 70s. And the only reason she stopped is she was working at Chester Golf Club as one of the cooks there. And she slipped on the stairs. She went out for a fag. And she slipped on the stairs and broke her leg. And for some reason, I don't know why, she was in hospital for over a year with this broken leg. So we'd always go and see her on a Sunday and everything. But she would always be there. She'd always be the comfort you go to, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well.
Amazing. Incredible. John, I think we're gonna have to do part 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, is
Next
that
time
too long?
No, it's not too long at all. It's amazing. I'm loving it. But there's so many questions I wanted to ask about now. You're reading my question sheet.
Go on then.
Like I want to ask about the latest chapter, the current chapter,
the current chapter. Well,
crafting
you know
chapter,
that.
the
Well,
sewing street chapter,
Yeah,
the sewing quarter chapter,
Yeah.
the bailiffs chapter.
Yeah, the bailiffs.
The more so.
Definitely a
I'm intrigued by the bailiff.
So
Oh, sewing quarter went tits up. Sorry.
you can say that.
The sewing quarter where suddenly the rug was pulled from under our feet, and I thought we were doing really, really well, but there were things going on behind the scenes, and suddenly the company was shut down. We weren't allowed to tell anybody, were we? We had to carry. So suddenly we carried on going for a month. We had no guests, but we had sale on for a month.
Bailiffs didn't come then, though, did they?
I don't know when they.
My
came.
experience
Were you on air?
was quite funny.
Yeah.
So there was
I
a
was
studio.
there.
There was a studio in Digbeth, in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And we come to visit. I was part of the JM team. We came to visit. Come say hello to everybody. Knock, knock, knock on the door. People in body cameras. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
that was another thing. That wasn't because of closing
No.
down.
So the bill was going to the wrong place.
Yes.
So the bill for the electrics on the building was never paid for like 3
Right.
years.
Yeah.
So these two bailiffs walk in and say, "We're going to take everything.
Yeah.
We're going to take the cameras."
That's
And
right.
these
And
guys
I'm
are
on a-
mid-show,
Yeah.
and they just start moving the cameras
But that
out.
wasn't.
But that was like 3 months before, like
But that wasn't because we shut down. No,
but that was
But
honestly
still
for me. I
tense.
was like, that is the most awkward thing I've ever
Yeah.
experienced, and I'm just
Well,
sitting there going,
I've just
"Hi
got-
everyone." The
You're
camera's
like waving
moving.
while it's like
John's
moving
live
away.
on air going, "Yeah, we're okay, we're absolutely fine, just talking to camera 2 instead of talking to the one that's being moved away."
No, that was something different.
They're like pricing them up on their phone. How much is that camera worth? It was.
There were nothing. There were loads of rubbish.
Wow.
Question, John, related to what you do now.
Yeah.
Could be dead or alive. Could
Yeah.
be famous or non-famous. If you could pick anybody to be talking in your ears, who would it be?
Princess Diana.
Amazing. Doing the proper producing job though.
Oh no! I thought you meant who. I thought like.
No,
who-
as in like you're live on air. Don't have to be amazing, but just the voice you'd love to hear in your
Okay,
ears.
Hannah. I love
Yeah,
having Hannah in my ear, and I very rarely get to work with her anymore.
Yeah.
So Hannah, and then there used to be a producer who taught me everything, right?
Yeah.
Being in Tom Paul,
Yeah.
who was absolutely brilliant at his job.
Yeah.
He now lives in Doha or something like
Yeah.
that, doing an amazing job over there. But I mean, on This Morning we had earpieces, but they were what was called switch.
Yes,
So they'd
yeah.
only talk to you
Yeah,
when
it's
they
hardly
need to
ever
talk to you.
on.
So you'd
Yeah,
never
yeah,
heard
yeah.
anything
You'd hear, "John,
else.
walk over there."
Yeah,
John.
yeah. Hold the shoe still, John,
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. Whereas then you
Proper
come to
TV.
shopping telly, and suddenly you've got everybody talking.
Yeah, someone chatting about what food they're
Yeah,
eating.
oh
you've
yeah,
got-
and also that is the other thing is because we do such long hours, people do end up chatting, or people come into a gallery and chat, and sometimes
always on.
you don't realise that I'm talking to you as my guest about something you're making, and then I've got footballs and
yeah.
voices and
Well,
chat.
I came in
Yeah.
earlier.
Like when you came in earlier, yeah. But it's kind of so that's difficult. But Hannah is brilliant. I mean, Hannah and I have a brilliant relationship. It's really funny because when she first started at Rox & Co, I said to Cherry, "Do not put me with that girl. Do not put me anywhere."
You told me that before.
Because she's a
You
bit
told me that before.
wacky. Is
Hannah
Hannah
is, Hannah
but
is.
she's brilliant. And do you know what?
Hannah and Eddie are quite similar.
Other, but
Do you think?
Yeah. In a
always
there's a
been
certain
compliment.
There's a certain way.
Oh, John would say that then. Don't put me with her ever then.
Yeah.
You are in a different way. I'll explain later.
But
Okay.
also Hannah, and she won't mind me saying this, has dyslexia and things
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and yet she's just done an MA
Yeah,
and got
she's incredibly
outstanding.
bright.
And she makes out that
Completely
she's this like,
different
oh, I don't know.
It's
She's brilliant.
part
She's
of- it's
absolutely
part
brilliant.
of her-
Yes,
it's part of her
I love that.
personality.
I love her. And
It's
if
part
I
of
could
her
have her
character.
produce me every day, I would do.
I thought it might be like, do you know a voice that you love to hear? But then it probably wouldn't work as well,
Oh,
would it?
no. I want to feel safe.
Yeah.
Whoever's talking here, I want to know that whatever happens, they're in control of it.
Because I don't
Yeah.
think people realise how much is going on in your ears
No,
when you're there.
not at
or
all.
how much because any time that I've ever been out presenting and talkback time, literally 90% of what I'm doing is not listening to what's going on there.
No, you
and then
have
just trying to actually talk.
But you have to listen because Hannah
Yeah.
might be trying to get
Yeah,
some really
yeah.
important news, or whoever's directing might be saying, "Oh, move it, the camera's in the wrong place, just move it."
Yeah.
So you've got to listen, but then people come in, or they just start chatting. You know, if you've got two boys that start talking about football and things like that, you're
Yeah.
like, not even interested in this.
Your opportunity at this point, John, because we'll have to wrap in a second.
Yeah.
To talk a little bit about like what you're doing at the moment. What's next? You're going on a cruise.
I've got my John Scott cruise. I've got
Yes.
my John Scott coffee. I've got my John Scott
Coffee?
threads of life. Yeah, I've got John
Yeah.
Scott coffee.
We
He
should
didn't
have it
like
in the coffee
No,
machine.
he didn't like it.
No, I didn't like one of them.
He
The
was
other one I
the
liked.
one critique I've had was from him. And we sold
Sorry.
loads of it. So I've got my
Coffee
cruise,
snob.
I've got my coffee. Well, it depends when this goes out, doesn't it? I've got my John Scott's Threads of Life. subscription channel.
And if people want to look at you, contact you, talk to you, where can they? What
Facebook or Instagram.
Which is John Scott?
Sewing World. John Scott. Well, I've got John Scott and John Scott Sewing World.
There
That's
you go.
it.
John, last question. We'll link it in the bio. We'll talk about it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Last question.
Yeah.
Would you rather have...
Oh, I thought it was going to be like, when are we going for dinner?
That as well. When do you want to go for
No,
dinner? Where would you want to go?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Should
Somewhere
we take
Italian.
this on tour? Paris? Should we go Paris? Or
Paris.
I love Paris.
This is
I did
based on
Interview with
Paris.
Vampire in Paris, and I did an episode of Poirot
Should we go
in
on tour
Paris.
with John?
Yeah.
We'll take John to Paris and film the podcast.
Listen, you'd moan when I go to the NEC, but go on.
I don't moan.
What's the
No one
question?
moans.
Come on, we're supposed
Would
to be
you
finishing.
rather have buttons as fingertips or needles as eyelashes?
Or another question.
That's rubbish.
I was trying to think of a would you rather, but
Which
a
one would
sewing
you rather
related one.
have?
Neither.
You've got to pick one though.
Well, it would obviously be the buttons for fingertips, wouldn't it?
And needles though, you'd always have a needle to just.
Yeah, but then you'd stab your eye. It's really awful, right? So just
Rubbish,
recently,
I'm sorry.
I was doing
I
a
was
talk
trying
for
to
the
think of a
long,
good one.
the Long Marston ladies just before I went on my holiday, and as I walked from my house to the village hall, I kept getting this thing in my eye, and I was like, oh
It
my
wasn't
God,
a needle, was
I've
it?
got those floaters. I've got those floaters in my eye. So I made another appointment to go back to optician when I got back from holiday, and I said, look, I've got floaters, and he went, no, you've got a droopy eyelid, and it's your eyelashes.
Oh,
So
Not floaters.
No, not
I don't even know
floaters.
what floaters means.
I've got
Google it.
floaters. I
Oh,
think.
have you? You have
Oh,
to be
so-
careful if you've got floaters.
Do you?
in your eye, yeah.
What does that mean?
Can you see little black movements in
What
the?
does
in
that
the-
mean?
Yeah,
maybe
a
I
little
need to-
bit.
Yeah. Go
Oh,
to see
gosh.
your optician.
Ellie has got a better one. Go on then,
Whoops.
Ellie. Ask. We'll wrap it up with
Come
So
on, hurry
yeah,
up.
food-wise, sorry.
Oh no, don't get onto food.
Would you rather, if you could be any food, liquid or a solid?
I know.
Who's
I
going to
know.
eat me?
Whoever you want.
Whoever you want.
A solid, I imagine.
I said solid as well. Most of us have said solid, but I don't really get it.
I don't understand it.
Well,
No.
that's just for the world, you know.
What did you say?
Liquid.
Okay.
It's
Well, we're finishing on
I
that.
think it's taken us down different levels, but I'm
on
not
that
sure.
note,
But
there
I'm
I've been,
sure.
I've been emptying my soul, and we're talking about liquid or solids.
Well, exactly.
That's what happens on this podcast. Do you have fancy a biscuit?
Yes, please.
All right, yeah, help yourself.
I will. Right, we go.
Right, this is the end of the Crafting Cafe podcast, but it's not the end because the end is in a little bit. John, thank you so much.
Thank
How
you.
much am I getting
Would you
paid
come
for
on
this?
again? We'll negotiate that after. Would you come on again?
Yeah, of course I will.
Can we then
Did you enjoy
be
it more than you thought you would?
Yeah. Well, you're two lovely people. I do know who you are. I'm never so upset that you think I don't know who you are.
Right, John's going to come on again and we'll pay you this time, all right?
No, I'm only messing. Here's my fee.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, John.
Right.
I'm only conscious of time.
Welcome back to the Crafting Cafe podcast. We now have our Agony Aunt Julie.
Hi.
Julie's popped in with a surprise, apparently.
Yes, I
This is
have
very
to- I'm
exciting.
surprised.
We just had the run order and it literally said surprise.
Yeah.
Well,
And sometimes we're
yeah.
nervous about that.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about what it is, but this
So-
looks quite fun.
It's a taste test with a difference because normally we try different cakes, don't you?
We
But
do.
today we're going to try the
Liquid.
Dua Lipa viral TikTok
I do like Dua
Coke,
Lipa.
Coke with a little extra pickle and jalapenos in.
Are you a Dua Lipa fan? I am.
I've seen a few people try this. I've seen Gordon
alright.
Ramsay try it.
I don't like Coke. Sorry, I do like Coke. I don't like jalapenos or pickles, so it'd be
I do.
interesting.
Wow, let's see. I got Dyer.
I think it is Diet Coke because she drinks Diet
Yeah.
Coke, yeah.
So
Let's do it. I'm excited by this.
you've got your
Right,
glasses.
okay. These glasses look fun.
Yeah.
Julie, is
pour
this why we
your-
were cleaning out the ice machine?
Yes. So you can pour your
Pour Coke in first.
cokes in first.
Coke first, yeah?
ASMR.
Not right to the.
Who's the new face of Diet Coke now? He's a good-looking guy, isn't he?
Father Christmas.
Yeah. I saw the big poster and I thought, he's got the face of Father Christmas. Father Christmas isn't the new face of Diet Coke.
But he just did.
Holidays are coming.
That's Coca-Cola. That's like
Oh.
normal Coke, not Diet.
Yeah.
They always have a heartthrob,
That's
don't they?
right.
They always have a heartthrob.
How much Coke do you put in it?
good though.
Wow.
That's a good
Yeah,
air.
it does.
Don't fill it
isn't it?
right up to the top, obviously, but do whatever you want to do.
Well, we're not going to down it all, are we?
No, you're just going to try it. So
Do you just stir it up?
I would stir it once we've put it.
Right. These are awesome.
They're my
These
Christmas.
are great.
Is that when you swap? Julie likes to swap all her house over at Christmas.
Yes, I do.
She even swaps like the curtains.
He's Miss Claus.
Mrs.
Miss
Claus.
Claus.
You should be on the Coca-Cola advert then.
So
Oh.
Oh, the juice.
Pickle juice.
It's the juice.
Yeah, pickle juice.
I thought do you not put the pickles in it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't like pickles.
I'm gonna give you a
Do you know?
pickle.
I love a good pickle.
We'll just put.
Oh! Pickle splat. No, don't worry. I'll take it off the table.
No,
it's
that's
fine.
it. Let's just do that. We'll put that one back
Put
in.
it in there. Don't worry.
Right, and then you have a little bit of.
Dribble,
I'm sorry.
dribble.
This is not.
Jalapeno
This
juice.
is way messy.
Oh
Right, okay. Couple of jalapenos in there too, just for good measure.
Do you
put
just have
jalapenos
one?
in there
Do you
as
just
well?
Yeah. If I could pick these tongs, they might look cute, but they're not that
god. What
great.
is it doing to Dua Lipa?
Oh, she likes it.
So right. Okay. I'll try
Okay.
it.
I
I'll
wanna
try
know.
it. I've seen a few people do it, but like,
We've got some blue rolling.
where do you decide that this is what you want to do? Like,
You can put a bit more Coke in if you want to top it up a little bit. It's up to you, Ellie.
collective taste test.
Or,
You going first,
oh,
Ellie?
actually, I've got a tea.
Yeah, go
You
first.
took a deep breath then. You were a bit scared by it.
Well, have you sniffed it?
It smells juicy.
Okay, go on.
It's actually nice, isn't it?
That is actually
Is
quite-
it?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
stop.
A bit. I don't know actually.
Try a little bit more.
The aftertaste.
Put
A lot of
little
people.
bit more of this in it, because yours looks quite weak.
I think I've just.
Go on, try
I think
now.
I've just sipped like pure jalapeno juice.
That is actually quite nice. I don't think I would drink a lot of it, but it is.
I feel like it could get very sickly.
There's a like a there's. Do you know what it is? It tastes like I'm drinking like an alcoholic drink. You know when you get like a spicy margarita or something. I do think I might. The jalapeno's a lot though. Like
Maybe we
it's
put-
quite spicy.
But you've gone back for it, so it can't be that bad because you've gone back for a second drink.
It's quite spicy though. I think I
like-
put too much jalapeno in there.
I feel like I could be sick off that.
Like it's weird. It's playing up with me. It's like I'm eating a Big Mac because of the pickle element, the gherkiny pickly, and then.
I feel like I could. No.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah.
I was
Try some.
I don't know if you want to share one of our straws. Might be a bit much.
Do you want some more Coke in it? I feel like it needs more Coke in it.
Yeah, try it. But yeah, but you didn't put very much in to start with, and you've got to think the ice was starting to
Oh
melt.
God, so jalapeno-y.
Go on.
There's a big hit. It's kind of nice,
It's
but
like a Big Mac.
I thought it was a Big Mac. Yeah. And you haven't eaten a Big Mac in probably about like 15, 20 years.
Yeah,
It's the closest thing for Hayley
Yeah.
to get.
If I fancy a Big Mac,
Do you want to try it,
just
Julie?
drink-
Yeah, that's quite nice actually.
Let me try.
It's quite spicy though, isn't it? It's hit me right at the back. I don't know if I'm just sucking. I might just be sucking the jalapeno.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I feel
You know
like,
when you don't want to like, I don't want to like it. I want it to be like, ugh, but it's actually
I
very
feel
nice.
like it. No, I feel like it's too sickly for me.
That's better when I'm not just going straight from the bottom where I think it might have just been
Yeah, it's
jalapeno.
nice to sip out of it.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
It is taking me back to the worst thing I've ever done though.
What?
Which is?
Oh God.
You remember when I did the pepper thing?
Oh, yeah.
What pepper thing?
The chili thing?
Yeah.
Like when you ate like a hot chili.
What was it? A goat? No.
It-
What's the hottest one? Oh, it is bringing it back actually now. The taste in the back of my
We had a
throat.
quiz
Oh.
down. We had a quiz in the office, and it was like, if you lost, you had to. And Scott lost. And he
Did it
came-
hurt you?
Yes.
Yeah. It was awful, wasn't it? It was so bad. I was like
his
crying in
face
the
was, like,
bathroom.
bright red.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I knew, he'd got a face. He'd got a face mask.
Katie Elliott
trying
gave
to
me
cool
these
his face
like
down
little
because it
face
was
pads.
like,
They were the lifesaver. They were, and everyone was like, "Down some milk." I was like, "I don't really like milk," and I was like, "Give me some more milk." Just like, but the taste, like I had the taste in my mouth for probably 3 days after. Like
bad.
it was a it was like a ghost chili or something. It might have been even hotter than that.
yeah,
it was bad.
super, yeah.
I think that might have gone semi-viral on TikTok.
Oh God.
It's still on TikTok now. And Jem Poria's TikTok, if you want to watch it, it was horrible. It was awful.
I don't like that.
I
I feel like
pretended
it's
on
made me feel
camera.
a bit sick.
Really?
I don't know.
think
I
it
don't
was
know
okay.
how anyone could drink that.
So I think
Yeah,
that
but you haven't drank it with the straw.
it's going to be a
Like,
thing,
it
though,
goes
isn't it?
straight
Like
up.
are restaurants and stuff doing it now? It must be, mustn't it?
People
Like
just
bars
try.
are
I've
going to
only
be.
seen it on TikTok. People trying it.
Bars are going to be doing it now, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
Why not?
I think I might have my first one ruin the rest of the taste, because I think the first one I might have just got straight jalapeno.
Yeah.
Should we get John to try it?
yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to try it.
We could get John to
Will
try
you
it.
not?
Try it again, Ellie. I feel like sip it. Don't go through your straw.
Yeah, just sip it out of the
Try having it out your glass.
It's not my thing.
I swear I just feel like I'm drinking a Big Mac.
Or do it would be like with a shot of something in.
Oh,
Little tequila
I
in
don't
it or
think it would
something.
help.
No, thank you. Dua Lipa, we
What's a
don't.
red wine?
No.
Is our verdict a no?
No,
I think
it's
our
a no.
verdict is no. But if you want to come on a crafting podcast, Dua Lipa, if you like crafting, we know
Yeah.
you know where we are.
Yeah.
See you soon. Welcome back to the Crafting Cafe podcast. We have our Agony Aunt. It's Agony Aunt time. Please do get your questions in to any of our socials on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What would you like to... YouTube.
Yeah.
What would you like to know about crafting? We have an expert. Her name is Julie.
You gonna do it?
Hey, Scott.
Pardon?
You gonna do it?
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, God.
Again, is this a thing that every
It's
time?
gonna have to be.
You've got out of your
I
question.
feel like you
No.
actually need to record it.
I haven't. I'm just still.
Why don't
thinking.
I just record it with Alan and he can just play
Play
it in?
it,
Play
yeah,
the jingle.
say it, yeah.
Okay. And then it'll be better then because he can like master it.
Waiting.
Julie, she's an agony aunt. Julie, she's going to answer your questions. Julie,
Hey.
it's Julie.
So the question today is:
Yeah.
we've had someone who loves doing diamond dots,
Yeah.
but she's asked, "What do you do with your spare? Would you class them as diamantes? I don't
Yeah,
really know.
you spare sort of like gems.
Yeah.
That you get. So there's probably a few things you could do. You could use them to embellish other items. So if you've got some fabric glue and you sort of like make bags, or maybe you want to do a pattern on a denim jacket, stick them onto that. Or you could draw your own design. Why not get creative and draw yourself something and then use those diamond dots to create your own piece of artwork?
Yeah. So nothing
something
goes
like
to
that.
waste.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely.
Or you could do what my daughter does. Put them around the house.
Yeah.
For you to tread on.
There's dots everywhere around our house.
Yeah.
I brought back some Disney ones from Craft Buddy. They were awesome. And there was like, they always give you leftovers.
Yeah, I think you always get so many extras, don't you?
And they're on the walls, they're on the floor, they're
think-
everywhere.
do you think
they're
you
on
could-
the dog?
On the dog. Do you have a dog?
Yeah. Oh, why do people think I don't have a dog? Yes, I have a dog, Ellie.
What dog do you have?
A cockapoo named Penny.
Oh,
How did you not know
I learn
this?
something new every day. No, you don't.
It does,
Do you?
honestly, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
It's because I've got two kids and they get most of the airtime.
The dog,
So the dog doesn't.
You had
The
your
dog came first. The dog's the first child. Anyway, sorry.
Yes.
Back to Diamond Dots.
I was thinking, could you, whatever, say you buy another diamond dot thing,
Yep.
could you also use those with that next project
Possibly,
or not?
because you
Can't
can
take away, yeah.
you can get storage for your diamond dots, little jars. So, and often the patterns are in symbols. So if you've got one that's got the same symbols, you could use them in a different kit.
Thanks.
No reason why you can't do that.
Yeah, that's very true. Sorry, I'm just. Scott is eating.
I'm so sorry
eating
to
all
everyone on the
biscuits.
podcast. I have a bad taste in the back of my throat. So I'm trying to really get rid of it. So whilst Julie was talking, it's so rude. Sorry, Julie. I decided that a chocolate biscuit might help and it hasn't.
Oh,
Well,
Sorry.
you need something.
Not that
quite
I'm not interested
strong.
in the question. It's just, it's kind of making me like want to go, and I don't want to do
Please
that.
don't do
I don't want
that.
to gag on the podcast. It's, it's a bit.
Yeah, don't gag.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
This has been the most random agony aunt
it has
time
been.
ever.
We've had, yeah.
Scott's
It's been a bit
doing
strange old
things
day.
on the podcast. We found out he's had a dog as well.
I already
He's got a
knew
dog.
this.
Penny. I never knew that. I want to see a picture of Penny.
Okay.
I think my random
You need to
questions
prove you've
come
got-
now.
Oh, okay.
Do
Yeah.
you want Julie for it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Okay.
It's from
Eddie's random
Scott
question.
Eating, so it's another eating thing.
Okay.
If you could be any type of food,
So I become a food.
yeah,
Yeah.
like anyone, Would you rather be a solid food or a liquid food?
So you mean like, would I like to be a loaf
That's
of...
a good one, isn't it?
Is this like...
I think you just can't go too deep with these things.
No.
Like,
Or you
can't.
could.
Like,
Do you want to be a loaf of bread or do you want to be a bowl of soup?
no, the thought
Is that
process.
what you
is-
mean?
Well, what I had in my head, would you rather be a biscuit or like, I don't know, a warmed up liquefied Weetabix? I don't know.
I think I'd want to be a solid.
Would you?
And I'm going to be chewed. And do I want to be chewed? I'm overthinking it. I'm going to go with...
Would you like rather be slurped?
Can I be like a collection of foods?
That can be edited out.
Can I be a lasagna or do I need to be like the layers?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Ingredient.
Yeah. Do I need to be an ingredient or an actual like meal? Sorry, I'm
I'd say
taking this
meal.
question
I'd say
a bit further.
meal.
Meal. I can be a meal.
I'm going to go solid.
Yeah, I think solid.
But why?
Don't know.
I just like the... I think I'd
What would
want
you
to be
like to
something
be?
that like...
Let us know.
You know,
What
like-
do you think,
yeah.
Hayley?
On socials, just write solid or liquid.
What about you? It could be any food. I think I'd like to be a liquid.
If we get a load of comments
you?
that say solid or
Do
liquid,
you
we now
why
know
you
what that
want to be a
means.
liquid? Because you like all the noisy slurpy tip.
Yeah, you'd want to be. Oh, sorry. Oh God. Don't say what I was supposed to say.
That's true.
Mississippi.
Oh God. No, I would have got cancelled from life. Oh, accidentally as well. Right. Okay. Can we change this? Just let us know. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Great question, Ellie. I think maybe we do need to cancel this question thing.
No.
No, it's the best.
You've all been telling me that I need to, be out there with it, so I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Ellie. So,
Yeah, great question.
Solid or liquid? Which one would you want to be?
solid or liquid,
Solid.
which one do you want to be? Thank you, Julie, for answering solid or liquid.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. I feel very content with all your answers.
Yeah.
Why don't you leave a comment and on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok of the Crafting Cafe, whether you'd want to be solid or liquid within food.
But also, any other questions for our
Yeah.
Agony Aunt or any questions for us? We've had a lovely one today from Sue. Thank you so much. And that wraps up episode 6 of the
I know.
podcast.
And thanks for listening.
How have we got to
/
episode
watching.
6? Nearly,
I don't know.
Nearly 10. And we're live tomorrow.
Does
so
that mean that's
7.
going to be the end of a series?
I feel like 10 is a milestone. Getting to 10. We need to do something for 10. Message in what you'd like to see us do for 10.
Yeah. Maybe we could go somewhere else for
Do you want
number
to get
10.
out of this room? Maybe. On
Don't know.
on campus.
Don't know about that.
We'll go
but-
somewhere. Okay,
Yeah.
that could be fun. Would you like us to come to you? We could.
Oh my God! What about a crafting?
Dua Lipa might ask us to come to LA
Yeah.
or something.
Maybe.
To drink her drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, that's the end of the pod. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
I don't know why I'm waving. This is new.